Hello, my name is Dwight Norris of fishnetwork.com, and today we're going to be talking about dredge fishing. Now, if you've been to my previous episodes, you probably saw me talking about the local pro from Charles River Outdoor Company called Greg Miner, who's a local pro on the freshwater side here, and is also a on-the-water kayak fisher who fishes the sea and the Charles River and other rivers in the area called Eric Harrison. I asked them both how I should catch bass, particularly during the fall or really anytime, and they both were unanimous in their decision that I should be fishing dredge abutments. Now, I talked briefly about how dredge abutments are good for fishing when fish go deeper and have to hide into cover. And the reason for that is they want to be deeper, they want to be on drops, they want to be on cover, and they want to be in slack water. Now, today, the tide is going out this way toward the ocean, which is obviously at the city. And this is going more up the Charles River. And as you see here, there's actually two bridges. One is a walking bridge and a bridge for cars. And the lower one is actually the railroad bridge, which has pretty much, actually yes, the railroad bridge has all the abutments. But if you look over here, you'll see there's a walking ramp that goes around the both of the bridges here and to the other side. Now, I used to travel with my bike here all the time, going up and down this strip here, which is actually a state park, which goes all the way to Boston and leads to the Charles River Esplanade, where I do a lot of my bass fishing. And I'm going to be fishing right from there, and since the water is going out, you can actually see the waves going outward from the abutment. And right here, there's going to be some bass, and right here, and maybe even over here. But guess what? Dredge fishing is a little different. In most states, it's actually outlawed. Like in Virginia, there's fantastic spots to actually fish off the bridge and just make a killing at the right tide for striped bass and pretty much any other fish. But if a police officer sees you, he's going to pull you over to the side and say, "Sir, I don't know if you know this, but fishing off bridges is illegal. There's a sign right over there. Don't know if you saw it, but don't do it again." And I think railroads are even worse because, one, they don't want you on them because the fishing is illegal, and two, if a train comes through there, you got nowhere to hide. You can't run all the way to the other side in time. You can't run back. All you can do is jump off the side and hope you can hang on to the abutment and get back up, or you're going for a swim, or even worse, we're not going to talk about that. I think you know the third option. Nobody should take that option. But I'm going to be fishing from right here and using a worm. Once again, I forgot to bring my Texas style bullet weight so I can get that lure down. So it's going to be floating, it's going to be moving in the wind. As you can hear, it's windy, so there's also a movement in the air, and it's going to push the fish to one side or other of the abutment because of that as well. So I'm hoping that there's some fish closer to the surface, or I can get it right up against that bad boy and let it drift down. And it'll come out and they'll get a glimpse of it, free floating, and it'll look more natural. That's a good thing. It is a zoom trick worm, so it will do its job at tricking them. But if they can't see it, then that's another problem. So I would suggest you actually use a weighted worm to do this, or a Carolina rig. Or right now is a great time in the fall to use bait fish. So if you have some medium to deep diving crankbaits that go between 6 feet and maybe 10, somewhere in that zone, you're going to find those fish. Here, it's probably no more than 20 feet or less. Actually, I think it's closer to 15. We'll actually see when I go over there. I've never fished this spot, so let's try this dredge fishing action, and I will tune back in if something happens. But might be a little tough. It's chilly, it's windy, I don't have weight on my worm, and if I have time, maybe I'll throw my my countdown minnow and see if that works too, but we'll see. Here we are at the bridge abutment here on the little sidewalk thingy here that goes around. It's pretty cool. I can fish both sides of the abutment here, and the inside and possibly the outside if I had something heavier, I could actually get to that second one as well, which is pretty cool. I should come here more often. This might be my new spot, especially if I can get some action going. And there's some cyclists rolling by, and you gotta watch your back around here. It can get a little dangerous. So I'm gonna fish here. I have nowhere to prop it up. If I do prop it up, it'll need to be on a tripod. Didn't bring that. And even if I did, somebody might knock it over, and this iPhone might be going for a swim. It's water resistant, but it ain't waterproof, and I don't want to be swimming in this cold water anyway. So I'll check you back in if I get some action. Stay tuned. Well, I'm back again, and it turns out I'm not getting any bites here, or maybe it's because of my messed up rig. I couldn't get the bait down. It was just floating away as soon as they hit the water, and I was pretty sure that they weren't able to see it, so I tried to jimmy rig a weight on there, which would be a rock from right around the corner, and this is what I came up with. Check this out. Obviously this rock is a little close to the worm. If I had it about 2 feet up from where it is right now, 2.5 feet up, it would turn into a very nice Carolina rig. But my hands are a little cold, and my slip knot kind of slipped, and it went up the line. I'm like, I don't have time for this, so this is the way it's gonna be. I'll throw it out there, see if I can get some finesse strikes, but no action. But I did learn about what's at the bottom because of the rock. There's a whole bunch of hydrilla down there, there's a whole bunch of rocks, and there's some like sticky mud as well. So it's a little interesting. The sticky mud is actually just to the outside of the abutment. Directly behind the abutment there is hydrilla growing, which a bass may find as nice structure. There aren't any like trees or like pieces of concrete blocks down there. I didn't feel any of that, at least behind this abutment. But most bridge abutments have little pieces of the bridge during the original construction that fell to the side, and they decided they're just gonna leave it there, and that's cool for the fish and it's cool for me. But right here, they did their job pretty well, and it's pretty clean, or it just went down the river on one of the many storms that happen here. Because when the storms happen, the river goes up drastically, like it does pretty much any other river in the United States, as you've seen from the floods. So give it a try. I'll be back with some proper gear. My hands won't freeze, my body won't freeze, and I'll actually have a real worm weight. So thanks for checking in and viewing the video. If you like it, go down below and subscribe, write a comment, say, hey Dwight, go buy some weights, man. If you don't got weights at home, which I do, remember to put them in your bag, in your pocket. Make sure you bring them when you're doing this kind of stuff, because that's just messed up, man. Also, go to the website, fishingatwork.com, and get your 10-step process to go fishing at work PDF, and also you'll get all the great information when you sign up for the email list. I'm also making a how to catch more bass PDF as well, which is almost complete, and you can get that and get the same email list connection as well. So hope you can get your bridge fishing on better than I do in your local area, where the water and the air is probably much warmer than 41 degrees. So check you later.